Off top, in 1923, the Hollywood sign was first erected as a temporary advertisement for a real estate development. Play music.
This is the Domonique Foxworth Show.
Welcome to the Domonique Foxworth Show. I'm joined by the great Mina Kimes and Charlie Kravitz as usual. Mina, proceed to make fun of me and my off tops or something. I know that's what you're about to do.
That one was fine. That was
so it matters which ones they are? I thought you just generally like to mock the concept of me starting shows.
No, I like to criticize things on their substance rather than purely the concept.
Well, the substance of the concept is good. Hopefully you like the substance of this concept. Charlie.
Okay, guys, we're going to do some NFL superlatives. But
yes,
before we get to the NFL superlatives, right before the show started, I asked Domonique if there were superlatives in his high school yearbook, which mine was very lame. Mine was most likely to work at dcsportsfan.com because I was a lame, sports obsessive. Domonique, do you want to tell Mina what you signed every high school yearbook with for 4 years of high school?
Yeah, from my freshman year on, I signed everyone's high school yearbook to my number one fan.
Such a dude. Wait, I don't know if I can say that word.
It's true.
We, not to cross promote, on Pablo's show today, we talked about the concept of Riz and whether any of us had Riz. I feel like Domonique has an overinflated sense of his own Riz in high school and college. And now, honestly.
No, I don't have any concept of my own Riz. I just let the substance of my content speak for itself. All the things that have happened in my life suggest that I got something. Maybe it's Riz, maybe it's not Riz. But I had a lot of fans in high school.
Do you remember when I gave you a book that someone had inscribed a message to me, not knowing that they had inscribed a message to me? And then when you opened it, Domonique, I felt bad. Do you remember this?
I do not remember this.
As a prank. Okay. I can't remember putting this out here, but a person had given me a book and I gave it to you as a prank gift.
Oh,
and then when
yes.
I opened it, that person had inscribed a message to me and I felt bad until a week later, I saw a copy of the same book that this person had given another colleague and they had inscribed it with the exact same message.
Yeah. I mean, so all my fans in high school were probably a little disappointed, but they all were my number one fans. It was a tie. It was a 1,000-way tie.
You love all your fans. Mina, did you have a superlative?
Did I have a superlative? It was dumb. It was most likely to be a millionaire, I think. Yeah.
Nice.
That's a great one.
That is a great one.
I guess. I feel like that implies you're going to go into like business or finance or something. I don't know.
It implies what we all know to be true. Well, I guess not everyone knows it to be true. You come off like a kind person. You're really a monster.
Maniac competitor. Okay, let's get to some NFL ones. I've delayed us enough.
I know who Charlie's number one fan is, by the way.
Domonique?
No. It's a person who left a comment when you guys were on my podcast who tweets at you a lot.
Oh, I know
who is very, very nice on the internet.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Lolo. She's the best.
Yes, Lolo.
Legend.
Stressing Charlie out. He really badly wants to get to these.
No, I just started blushing.
Just love it when Charlie's on the pod.
Shout out to the snack. Look at the snack. Getting us
blushing?
one solid listener.
I'm so flustered now.
Appreciate that. Up in my views by Lolo every time.
Most likely to be flustered on a podcast right here.
All right. You want to get to these superlatives or nah?
That's right.
Do it.
Most likely to challenge the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, I'll start. I think it's the Eagles. I've been high on the Eagles for a couple weeks now.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Good. I like it when we don't agree.
Oh, yeah, me too. I think the Eagles, their issues last year have largely been addressed except for the linebacker concern, but we're going to ignore that. They went and got some corners. I respect that. I love corners. But the biggest issues that they had were with coordinators, offensive and defensive coordinators. They went and got two proven coordinators on both sides of the ball, in Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio. And I think we'll see a return of the Jalen Hurts that we came to know and appreciate, in part because Saquon Barkley will take some of the pounding away from Jalen Hurts. And I think we're going to end up talking about the Eagles this season the way that we thought we would be talking about them last season.
Okay. I'm going to try to dismantle this point by point.
You don't have to. You can just pick yours. Jeez.
Oh.
No, please dismantle.
I'm sorry. I get first take in the morning, and it's infected my brain.
This is a conversation. Okay. You don't have to just blindly accept that Domonique said that the Eagles are better than the 49ers, Lions.
I'm not going to dismantle it because I do agree with something you said. I think offensively, the biggest issue was play calling. Still incredibly talented offense. I am a little worried about the loss of maybe the best center in the history of the NFL and what that will do to this offense. Center who set protections for this offense and had a very unique skill set that they utilized in the run game. But I think the offense will be fine. I'm still skeptical about this defense, man, because what I saw in the second half of the season, that was not just coaching. That was a defense with major holes. And I do think, I like that they got younger, and that's great, but we're talking about 2 rookies in the secondary. We're talking about a linebacker group that's still pretty sus. And then a defensive line that has quietly gotten a little thin, so I think they're not going to be better than they were last year. And I think that the coaching changes will be helpful, but I'm skeptical as to whether or not I don't view them in that top.
You said you think they're not going to be better than last year?
Oh, no, I think they will. I just don't think
better than next year.
Certainly, this is what we saw the second half of the season. I don't put them. They're not in my top 4 NFL teams.
I have
top 5.
I have rebuttals to all those points, but this is not first take. So you have your opinion, I have mine. So now pick your team so I can dismantle it.
I mean, it's still the San Francisco 49ers. They're still the best team outside of Kansas City. They didn't really lose anyone outside of Eric Armstead. I think Ayuk's going to play. It'll be fine. I just have trouble poking holes on this team. By the way, I am. So I don't let my Homer side color my analysis. Clearly, I'm picking the San Francisco 49ers despite being a Seahawks fan. But I am still in a couple of Seahawks fan group chats where I let my freak flag fly. And my entire Seahawks fan group chat, Danny Kelly, who we know, you guys know is in it, is sharing news about Trent Williams holding out and all of us saying, "Stay strong, King."
Yeah, he is the much more concerning roster hole that
do what you got to do, man. This is your last chance.
Get your money.
Don't play. Anyways, it's the Niners.
Yeah, I'll poke holes in that by saying it's boring.
That's fair. It is boring.
It's freaking boring.
Also, it's got to be exhausting to get to the Super Bowl so close every year and not win. I don't think that can be ignored.
Yeah, they're just greatness fatigue. Awesome fatigue is what you're chalking it up to. They're gonna struggle because they're tired of being awesome. Yeah, I really can't dismantle that argument. I didn't pick the 49ers because it's boring.
Well, they play a lot of football, and the vibes are not great right now. There's that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not a big vibes guy. I'm the only guy who's not a big vibes guy. I don't. There are some.
Can I audible a superlative? Who has the best vibes and the worst vibes in the NFL right now? Which teams?
That's a good question. I think the Texans have the best vibes right now.
That was my pick.
In spite of their recent locker room or practice field kerfuffle. I guess it may not be that recent, but
I love that. That's good vibes.
Yeah.
Cornerback and a receiver fighting. Yeah.
It's a tight end, right? Yeah, but
Dalton Schultz.
It's a tight end.
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, I think they got to have the best vibes right now coming off of last season. You want to do worst vibes?
Lions are up there too
for best
vibes wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lions, Texans, Packers. Worst vibes. It's got to be the Cowboys. Yeah. I mean, who even competes with Cowboys right now?
Cleveland. You got a real turd in the punch bowl at quarterback. It's always going to be bad vibes.
Perpetual.
Yeah.
Perpetual bad vibes.
I mean, there are a lot of teams with bad vibes. We've got decades of bad vibes in Washington that we might be overcoming. New York has bad vibes.
Are good
yeah,
vibes
are good now.
Yeah.
Giants have bad vibes.
No.
Giants have bad vibes.
No. How so?
What do you mean? They're a mess.
Everybody knows they wanted to move on at quarterback and didn't, so that...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the vibes there are different than the standing of the team, but I guess maybe those things impact the vibe some. But I don't think of the Giants as bad vibes, and I think the Washington have good vibes right now. They got a good new quarterback, vibes, new GM, new team owner. The vibes in Washington are good right now. We'll see what happens after that. You're just a self-hating Commanders fan.
We'll see. We'll see how long it lasts. All right, next one. Most likely to regress. Domonique, the floor is yours.
Seattle Seahawks.
They didn't even make the playoffs last
And
year.
they're still going to get worse. They're going to get worse.
You want to make the case?
No, I mean, the case is largely...
I'll save my thoughts for the group chat.
the case is largely based on the fact that McDonald, their new head coach and defensive mind, it takes a year at least, or at least we saw with the Ravens, a talented defense to come into their own, to get the right personnel and to get everyone practicing playing the techniques the way that they want them to. I think that is going to be an issue for that defense that wasn't good in the past, and so that's the problem. They're going to be bad. Honestly, I just wanted to make you mad.
Negative point differential, even though they had a winning record.
Hard to see that defense being worse than they were in the second part of last season. But I do think I've talked about this. I do think it could be a little bit rough early on for the reasons that you just outlined. I'm optimistic about the offense. Regression wise, see, because I've been doing like playoff picks, and I've really ended up like sticking with a lot of the same teams. I mean, the Cowboys are the obvious candidate for the same vibe, not just because of the vibes, but because it's a team that clearly didn't get better. They're really counting on internal development at a few positions, which is concerning.
Yeah, I feel like the
other team I'll throw out is the Bucks. So FTN does the great FTN Almanac and tons of great stats in there. Really recommend it. One thing that really jumped out to me about the Bucks, Domonique, is the Bucks were like awful on first and second down, and then the best offense in the NFL on third down tends not to be sustainable year to year.
Not at all.
Can I give one?
Yeah.
I'm going to give a positive regression.
Positive regression, okay.
Regressions can be positive.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's for a player. It's Patrick Mahomes. Did he win the Super Bowl? Yes, he did.
Oh, gosh.
Did he play last season in an offense that wasn't great and was stuck in mud for part of it? Also, yes. Does he have receivers that are actual living human beings this year that can run and catch the football and are fast? Yes. I think last year we saw the worst season during the regular season statistically that Patrick Mahomes will ever have. And
So
thus,
brave.
he's a positive regression candidate.
So courageous, Charlie.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is gonna be better. Do you remember that? I think it was Stephen Ruiz who tweeted last year when the beginning of the season when the Chiefs were leaning on like Sky Moore. There was a couple others. Anyways, he was saying that the Chiefs receivers are all porn star names. Thought about that all year long. Yeah, I'll go for another positive regression team. I think the Jags are going to be better than this year that people think.
Oh, I like it. You guys getting ahead of me on some of my future superlatives. It sounds like.
I think you were jealous of my creative regression candidate.
Creative regression candidate. That's a terrible regression candidate. Patrick Mahomes is going to be good, guys. He's going to be better than last year, which was statistically his worst season. And we added Hollywood and the fastest man ever to step on the field. I think it's pretty safe to say they're going to be slightly better. I don't know. His numbers will be better. Those decision-making, game management in the playoffs, outstanding. Can't get any better than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, way to take the wind out of my sails.
I'm sorry. I would like you to soar. I'll put some wind in your sails. What's the next one?
Most likely to go from worst to first in their division.
Here we go.
But you can't pick the Bengals because assuming Joe Burrow's healthy, and you can't pick everyone's darling, the Bears.
I got wind for your sails. I am picking your Washington Commanders.
That's right. The vibes are great.
When you took out the Bengals and the Bears, it got really difficult. And I was looking around at teams that I actually think could be good. And they have added a player in Jaden Daniels that has the potential to change the outlook going forward. The rest of these teams, look, it's kind of a process of elimination.
Yeah,
the rest of the teams that are the worst are really hard. I think you could make an interesting argument. Actually, the argument for the Panthers is just look around at the division. Maybe the Falcons will suck. The rest of the division, who knows? And Dave Canales might be able to solve this small quarterback.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, if Will Levis is good,
Yeah,
could be the Titans.
Yeah. Could be the Tigers.
Because they actually like are trying to win.
Yeah.
Unlike some teams.
He showed some things last year that are worth getting excited about. I just put that there for you, Charlie. You didn't want it? Fine.
Oh, come on. You're really putting me in a bad spot there. I got a question.
All right.
If you're just doing it, I'm not going to make this pick. I'm not bold enough. I'm not brave enough. If you're just going to do it based on how bad the division is, the Panthers?
That's what I just said.
Oh, you said
I said
I wasn't listening. I was loading up for the take.
I said the Panthers are the argument. What is it?
Even Lolo can't defend that.
Oh gosh.
Oh man, I'm really losing it. You know what's funny? I'm going to derail us for a second, but I've been working on this YouTube series for Mina Kimes Power Hour. Everyone subscribe to
youtube.com/@Mina Kimes. We just hit 40,000, baby.
Oh, congratulations.
Amazing YouTube channel, amazing YouTube series. But I'm helping produce that for Mina, and she does power rankings of all the NFL teams. And around 24 to 25, I see a little glint in her eye, knowing that she's going to troll me and have Washington somewhere between 30 and 32. It's like you hit like a dead spot in the rankings. Like, oh, these teams are boring. And it's like, nope. Now I'm just going to troll the out of Charlie, who's going to be waiting to see if it's the Panthers or the Commanders at 32.
When we do these, Charlie puts stuff in the chat, and it's so sad every single time. He's just like, Commanders. Like nobody wants.
No one bites. No one has ever bitten. Not even a nibble.
Well, I will applaud you for that crafty redirection, because we were sitting there just looking at you be completely empty-headed, and you redirected it to promoting Mina's YouTube channel. Well done.
Got me
Definitely
back on
subscribe.
I already am. It's too late. Unsubscribe and resubscribe.
That doesn't help the way we the podcast. So we just want raw numbers.
I'm sorry.
The volume.
We're not gaming the system it anymore.
We're not trying to manipulate the charts.
No, we're not trying to manipulate the charts. My bad. All right.
We could just put out a lot of episodes in one day.
I will log in from all my friends' accounts, and I'll create accounts for my children, and they will subscribe.
Perfect. I'd love that. Player most likely to break out. It's definitely not me for this podcast performance.
I've been going first. Mina, do you want to go first, or should I continue this?
Should I give you 3?
3?
4, 5? I'll go.
You just one is fine. Let's start with 1.
Okay. Anthony Richardson is the quarterback I'm very excited to see this year, in part because of what I saw when I went back and watched his starts from last year, but also in large part because of what I saw from the rest of that offense. Raiders finished somehow 13th in offensive DVOA, despite the fact that Gardner Minshew was not very good. Thanks to Shane Steichen, thanks to the offensive line coming back to what they were before. And then I think the addition of A.D. Mitchell is really exciting. That's going to be one of my favorite offenses, I'm most excited about seeing what that offense looks like this year.
All right, the first one that comes to mind for me is Jalen Carter, and it's consistent with one of my earlier choices and how I think the Eagles' D-line is still going to be great. While they aren't as deep as they were before, they still have this guy who's incredibly talented and was awesome for a portion of the year. As long as he can get in shape, which I suspect that he will, I think he's going to break out and be one of the best D linemen in football. And I also want Bijan Robinson. I think that's just a wishful thinking.
I mean, insert Falcon, right?
Yeah.
Any of them, I feel like, could be this, just with better quarterback play.
Yeah, Bijan was incredible whenever he touched the ball last year. It was like awesome. And in a league where it feels like the best running back is always young because they don't let you stick around for long, he is probably the best young running back in football. And if they play well, it will be because he's broken out to some degree.
Good choices. I'll just throw out a bunch of names aside of that. I mentioned the Falcons. I think Drake London is a option that I really like. Jameson Williams on the Lions is a player I'm excited about. On the Packers, it's like hard to pick any of the wide receivers, but I think Luke Musgrave, so the tight end that they drafted, who didn't play a lot of last season, I think could be pretty good.
Does anyone still have faith in Kyle Pitts? You said insert Falcon.
Yeah.
How much hope do we have there?
Why wouldn't you have more hope for Drake London than Kyle Pitts?
Kyle Pitts was clearly hampered with a knee injury last year and was not nearly as explosive as he was.
I know that's my question. Is like, it feels like if you have hope for Drake London, then you should have hope for Kyle Pitts too, right? The question was quarterback play was holding everyone back. There is what the assertion is, right?
It's also they got a quarterback who's not only accurate, but is good in a way that I think really fits those players' skill set. So Kyle Pitts' rookie season, he was incredible on crossing routes. I don't know if you guys remember this, his first year in the NFL, but he was so good on deep in-breaking routes, and that's what Kirk Cousins thrives at. I think also Zach Robinson, their play caller, will use him in the right way. I don't think he's just going to line him up outside and say, go play receiver. So I'm pretty optimistic about his role in this offense.
I like Kyle Pitts. Next up.
I was debating if I could confidently say.
I shouldn't. I shot my.
Oh yeah,
Richardson.
Yeah, you did. That's all right. You can reload. We got the next question.
Such a gross analogy. I almost said that word. And I was
that's
like,
why I said.
What's another better?
That's why I said reload, because I heard where you were going, and then I said no. We're gonna make a gun analogy, which is even better.
I fired too early.
I still think
premature take.
Oh, he's getting worse.
We're all take loopy on our 8th recording of the day. Quarterback to take a massive leap. Can't be Anthony Richardson. You already used it, Mina.
You can,
Damn it.
You can reuse it. There's nothing wrong with a round 2. I believe that if Trevor Lawrence is my pick.
I love that pick.
Thank you. Yes,
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love to get
some positive regression.
Yeah, positive regression for me. I know that the right answer is the one that Mina likes, so I feel good about myself. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, there's a lot of stats that point to the fact that he was being failed by the people around him. He's still an incredibly talented guy. He's had stretches of great success in the NFL. I think coming off of this contract, we'll see Trevor Lawrence have put together one full good season for the first time in his career. So that's the guy that I'm picking. Sunshine.
I'll throw out kind of a weird one. How about Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I love that. Love it. Yeah.
He wasn't fully back last year, but you saw some of the glimpses of the guy who we remember, on the MVP trajectory in 2020 and all that. Dominant run game in Arizona. They had a wide receiver who I'm extremely, extremely high on in Marvin Harrison. Full off season. Also, by the way, we were talking about vibes earlier. Good vibes.
Mm-hmm.
In
Great
Arizona.
vibes.
When was the last time we could say that about the car? It feels like he finally owns the team, he has kind of command of that locker room. So I am pretty optimistic about them. And I like Drew Petzing, their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, you have shot one of my takes that was coming next, but I like it because I agree with you. Charlie, you got a pick for positive leap? Oh, you're a big Canales guy, right?
I'm not taking Bryce Young.
Come on.
The backpack.
Come on, Dave Canales. The backpack.
Somebody's got to get in his ear and tell him to stop taking pictures next to giant objects or people.
Including Mina Kimes, the giant Mina Kimes. You have to accept this. You lied to us, Mina. You're one of the most honest people I know. But you got out here and you was like, no, he's not that small. I was in 12-inch heels.
Somebody needs to get in his ear and say, no more backpacks.
Yeah.
You can't wear shorts ever. You have to.
What's the most
maximize
mature outfit he could wear? Is there a mature accessory? Something that would make him
walk in stilts?
No, I'm saying something that would make Mina's suggesting that the way that he dresses and the bags that he carries connote a younger person, which she's right.
Yeah.
He needs to convince us that he is not a baby. So he's got to wear a suit and carry a briefcase. I had a teammate in college.
He's playing dress up.
We'll just make fun of him. I had a teammate in college.
Like a little kid who walks down the aisle at a wedding.
Oh, those kids are awesome. They're so cute.
You had a briefcase friend in college?
I had a briefcase. A teammate in college that carried a briefcase. He didn't last long. They took that man's scholarship quick, fast.
I was going to say he should get one of those rolly backpacks, but I actually think that would even look younger.
That would be so much worse, Mina. Bryce Young was a rolly back guy.
But better for his back, probably.
I don't think that he can do anything to solve this perception other than throw a lot of touchdowns and very few interceptions, because then it's cute.
I'm just really proud of you for not making a Dave Canales recharge round 2.
Nope.
joke.
And I am not proud of you.
Recharge from Baker Mayfield.
I am not proud of you for trying to make the joke while not making the joke. It's very disappointing.
Okay. That's how you do it. When you don't have a fully formed joke, you just toss it out there. Most likely to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, so this is the take that I said that Mina was pre-bolstering or infringing upon, depending on how you want to look at it. But I think it's Marvin Harrison Jr. He's the most surefire receiver that I've seen in a long time. There's nothing that he can't do well as a receiver, and he's falling into a situation with a good quarterback in Kyler Murray. So I think that's normally the thing that could hold back a young receiver like this who has all the talent. There's nothing in the way of him having a tremendous year, a great impact on this offense, and I think it's more likely that he has a great rookie season than it is anyone else, any of the other players that are in Rookie of the Year conversation. Like no one gets it for playing D-line. Yeah.
I mean, because that's the question, right? Like, could he beat a quarterback, right?
Right, that's the question.
And I think one thing that he benefits from is like Caleb Williams, the expectations are so high because of his circumstances. I think that could actually work against him a little bit because these awards kind of, they do tend to be about narratives. I still think you're more likely to win if you're a quarterback, but I do like Harrison Jr. as a pick. Also because of, like you alluded to this, just, like Rome Odunze is playing with DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, like Harrison Jr., you're it, and that dude is used to being double teamed. I think he's going to have immediate success in the NFL that in a way that translates to this. So I like that pick. Yeah.
He has to have a tremendous season, like to be a quarterback. I think that's the difference. Is the bar is higher for him statistically than it would be for Jaden Daniels or for Caleb Williams.
Puka Nacua like broke records and it didn't matter.
Yeah, that is true.
Because CJ Stroud also broke records.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a different situation. Crazy. If either of these quarterbacks show up to be or turn out to be CJ Stroud, then of course there's no hope. But even if they're just like make the playoffs, I feel like
they'll be a quarterback.
Yeah, it's still going to be a quarterback. Marvin would have to go for like 1,800 yards to beat out a good quarterback.
Who would be the funniest rookie of the year?
Yeah. The funniest?
Yeah, I'm looking at first round draft picks now. Like the one. Yeah, Bo Nix would be the funniest. You're right. No, you're right. No, Michael Penix Jr.
Michael Penix Jr. would be hilarious. I mean, my choice for anything involving rookies is always Cooper DeJean. If Cooper DeJean can play corner and get Rookie of the Year, then first he has to play corner and he needs to stop pretending like that man's a safety.
Could I interest you in some Xavier Worthy stock?
Ooh, nope. He's not. He's gonna because you're right. The narrative. Xavier Worthy is gonna get a discount because he's playing with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Positive regression.
Harrison Jr. is gonna be like, oh, Kyler looks like old Kyler again.
Yeah. And the story's gonna be different. The story's gonna be Marvin Harrison made Kyler again, and the story is, damn, Patrick, you made Xavier Worthy into the next Tyreek Hill. It's not gonna be the credit's gonna gonna go all to Patrick when he wins another MVP probably.
Of the quarterbacks, who do you think is most likely to get Rookie of the Year? Do you think Caleb's a prohibitive favorite over Daniels, May?
Yeah. Caleb. Yeah, situation.
Caleb, The situation around him is good. The number one overall pick, I think it's yours to lose to start with, and then he's in a better situation. I think Caleb.
Noted. Disagree, but noted. Most likely to have missed their window. Last one. It's Commanders fanning.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
No, it's definitely Caleb.
Do you want to start this one, Mina, or you want me to kick it off?
There are two teams that come to mind. One is, again, the Cowboys, just because, they've got to make these difficult roster construction decisions, and it's only going to get worse. I'm going to throw out one that I want to know what you think about this. The Dolphins? Because I still think they'll be good this year, but didn't they kind of feel like last year might have been the year based on how that roster was? And then they had all those injuries and players have left. Christian Wilkins left. We got Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips coming off of the injury. Tyreek Hill is getting older. I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about that team for the long term.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair point. And they also have a quarterback who has injury issues, and they created an offense that I argue kind of surprise some people that will not be as surprising this coming year. Teams will find ways to force Tua to hold onto the ball and put himself in tougher situations. So I think that's a fair point. And it did feel like they made all their decisions last year to make the run at that point. So I think it's a reasonable one, especially if the Jets turn out to be any good. They won't have that opportunity to knock out the Jets. They beat the Jets twice last year. They might lose to them twice this year. The team that I picked, like the Cowboys, they went through my mind also because they are hampered. They will be hampered by this huge cap number from Dak, especially since it doesn't seem like they're going to renegotiate it. But it's a team that's in a similar situation, but their quarterback actually isn't good. It's the Browns. Like the Browns are carrying that albatross of a contract with the cap number starting to increase now of Deshaun Watson, and I think that their window closed. It seemed like they constructed his contract in order to win right away, which you do with a lot of quarterbacks where it's light cap hit at the beginning, and towards the end, it gets heavier and heavier, and you're going to have to start making some decisions, and those decisions are fine when you are handing it to a quarterback who's playing at the highest level possible. When you have a quarterback who is not, those decisions are going to cost you. So I think their window probably closed in the early portion of his contract.
So I don't think this is true of the team this year, but pretty soon San Francisco 49ers, right? I'm high on the Niners as anyone.
Right.
You can listen to the beginning of this podcast, but Bill Barnwell estimates that Brock Purdy could be in line for a 5-year extension at $65 million per season. This is what I sent my aforementioned Seahawks group chat. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's me smiling and giving a thumbs up.
Is that your version of the LeBron meme being like, I can't believe this is my life?
Yeah, actually, in a separate chat, I have multiple CS group chats, took a different photo of me also.
Oh my gosh, I love that you crack yourself up.
Anyways, yeah.
Well,
Trent Williams, assuming he doesn't hold out, is due for a big payday. He's older. Ayuk's going to get paid. It's just going to get harder and harder.
It's almost your time. The Seahawks are going to own that division real soon because the Rams aren't good and the Cardinals don't have difference makers.
The Rams are good.
I know.
But
I am making
they're older.
jokes.
Oh, okay.
I'm making jokes. You guys will never figure it out. I feel like I'm just becoming an anti-Seahawks fan. I've never been this type of friend.
I don't know. Where's this coming from?
I think it's because you
we
said
got a defensive coach. You should be on our side.
I am on your side normally, but you started this show by saying that you wanted to dismantle my argument. We've never had that relationship. We've always been supportive of each other.
I hate that. I hate that now.
Oh, well, it's new leaf, new future for me and you.
No, it was honestly, I got first take poisoned by the beginning of the day, and I just never recovered from that, to be honest. It just set the tone.
What did you debate today?
Get that poison out of your system.
Would you like me to read you the topics that we did?
Please don't. Please don't. I've had enough.
Let's see. We did who's the bigger threat to Mahomes? Which quarterback is the biggest threat to Mahomes? I was the only person who said Josh Allen. Is Josh Allen overrated? Is Justin Herbert overrated? Those are two separate topics, by the way. Is Justin Herbert overrated? Was another one we did.
Oh gosh.
And I did the whole, the meme of the guy with the ponytail who's like, I reject the premise of the question. I just went full chaos. Well, because everybody launched into it, and I was like, we don't even agree what the rating is. Like, what are we, like, he's overrated. Okay. Compared to what? Like,
it's amazing that you survived on First Take this long. Like, yeah, that's the point. The point is that we could argue about anything if we never define anything clearly. That is the trick of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you define the terms of the debate, then you can have whatever argument you want. Kamala, get at me. I got some advice for you. Also, Blazers, they got to fit, man.
Yeah.
Forget Bryce Young.
Tell that to Bryce Young.
That's who I want to give advice to.
That's it. We got to trade Blazers. Bryce Young, get on the Blazers. Kamala got to pop off the Blazers and go rolled up sleeves. I'm always a fan of a president that goes rolled up sleeves. No coat, roll up sleeves.
You big Bobby Kennedy guy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey.
He was, I guess he was never president.
Nah, he wasn't actually.
You don't even, you were like just not like the, like you don't need to look like a 90s NBA prospect. That's all I'm saying.
We got to get Mina off of these airs before she gets herself in trouble. We are getting close. We had sex jokes, and now we are delving into politics. We are done with the great Mina Kimes. I love you. I miss you. I'll be out there to hang out soon and see my buddy, young Nino. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Charlie. Thanks to
Charlie.
all my...
Oh, sorry. I thought it was going to be worse.
No, go ahead. Say what you got to say to Charlie.
I just want to say that was a great take about how Patrick Mahomes is going to be good this year.
Thank you.
I have to be honest. I do love that Mina knows everything about football and she spends every waking hour reading and studying and watching film. But I appreciate goofball Mina a little bit more.
She got out-taked by me and she's just lashing out.
All right. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Mina. Thank you to all my great producers.
Right,
Brian,
bye.
Kevin, Serafina, Cortez, and Megan. I love you, Podville, and we out.
This is the Domonique Foxworth Show.